Hey everyone, how's it going? So today we have something a bit personal to me because this is actually the first Gameboy Advance SP that I modded and that I repaired because I bought this broken. It wouldn't charge. The orange charging light, it would turn on and then turn off after just a few seconds, like 1 or 2 seconds, sometimes less, I don't know. And at first it seemed like it was the charging port, but it actually wasn't. So when I did this the first time, I actually had to remove the cartridge slot so that I could reach underneath it and solder a wire. But now the wire has come loose and I have to do it again. So I'm gonna do it without removing the cartridge slot this time, and I'm going to show you. So this kind of issue happens when there is a break between the positive battery terminal and the charging IC. It can be a fuse, so namely F2, or it could be corrosion, which breaks a trace without breaking any components. Just literally the wire gets interrupted. And usually this happens at vias. Vias are basically holes which connect one side of the board to the other. The inside of the hole is plated and it conducts electricity. And because it's just a small hole, any water that gets in or humidity in general, it's just gonna stay in there trapped. So it's just gonna sit there and corrode it. So here you can see the wire that I soldered, and if I poke it a little bit, it can easily be seen that it moves freely. Just like my one brain cell. I realized that this is actually a pretty common problem with liquid damage Gameboy Advance SPs. And I think that has to do with the board layout, because if you look at the board, you can see that right underneath the cartridge slot there is a hole for the speaker. And behind the speaker there are the holes for the sound to come out of from the Game Boy. And if water gets in there, it can easily find its way around the speaker, get behind the cartridge slot and the speaker, and the water is just going to vibe there because it has nowhere to go. So yeah, murder by vibing. On the top left of the screen you should be able to see my multimeter's reading. I'll be working in continuity mode. And continuity mode is going to make your meter beep whenever you touch 2 points where there is an intact electrical path. The first thing you should do is check that your meter is working correctly in continuity mode, so just touch the leads together. If when they touch it beeps, it means that you're good to go. So first thing you do is you put both leads around F2. If it doesn't beep, you have to replace it. And hopefully the problem was in the charger, otherwise the fuse is just going to blow again. If it beeps, instead you do this. You have to find D1, which is a diode, and you want to put one of the leads on the side of the diode which has the white notch. Then you have to put the other lead on F2. If F2 is good, either side will work just fine. Now, if you don't get a beep and your fuse is good, then you can continue watching this video. If instead you get a beep and your fuse is also good, then you probably can't stop watching this video because the problem is likely somewhere else. So the easiest way to fix this issue would be to solder a wire from the notched side of D1 all the way to the bottom side of F2. Make sure it is the bottom side, otherwise you're going to bypass the fuse. If your fuse is set horizontally, then it's going to be left and right and not top and bottom. If you don't know the correct side, check the description for your board revision. If there is nothing there, then you can send me a picture in the comment section. And please make sure to also tell me which board revision you have so that I can put it in the description for other viewers. Soldering to that small fuse is something that is a bit hard to do, especially for a beginner. So if you scrape here, you can expose some copper to solder to, and it's just going to be equal to soldering to the fuse. So now you can see that there's bare copper there. So you would thin the exposed copper. Then you get some solder on D1. You can use any wire you want really, just make sure that it's thin enough that it doesn't mess with anything. In my case, I'm using enameled wire, which is the thinnest available because it doesn't have rubber as insulation, it's just coated with an insulating coating. Now when soldering, I always use flux. I really like tacky, no-clean flux like this one in this range. And it's very important to get good joints, and especially important when you're soldering small things, because it's pretty much the only way to get a good reliable joint every time. So you just apply some of it on the solder joint and then you just solder as normal. Even though it's no clean flux, I always clean it anyway, and you should too, especially if it isn't no clean. So you want to route the wire in a way that it doesn't interfere with anything. So the reason you route it before cutting it is that this way you get the perfect length measurement for cutting the wire. Now I should be getting continuity. So now when I plug it in, the orange light will come on and it will stay on, which means that now this Game Boy is going to be working perfectly and charging correctly. So if you followed all these instructions correctly, your device should be fixed now. And if it is, and you liked the video, I hope you will leave a like and consider subscribing. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you're happy.